This quarter, as we embark on our study of communication, we're going to learn about some new terms. And those terms fall into the broad categories of theory, methods, and tools. So I want to unpack with you a little more fully what those terms mean, so as we see them this term, we understand how they operate. We're going to look at the work of Petracek from MIT related to these terms in organizations. According to Senge, a theory is a fundamental set of propositions about how the world works. A method is a set of systematic procedures and techniques for dealing with particular types of issues or problems. And lastly, a tool is what you make, what you prepare, or something you use. So how do these things relate to each other? Because these technical terms don't seem that related to communication. But these terms have a relationship to each other and are pretty important when studying how humans behave and interact with each other. Let's take the example of you, unfortunately, having a fever. If you've had a fever for a few days, you're probably going to go to your doctor and figure out what's causing this illness. You would hope that instead of just sending you on your way home after 2 minutes with some Tylenol in hand, that the doctor would help figure out what's causing this illness or what's causing the fever, so that then a really appropriate course of treatment can be prescribed and then followed up on. And that's where the theory, method, and tools come into place. Theory is your doctor understanding what's making you ill. The method is the approach to treating that. And then the tool, well, could be that very specific antibiotic or Tylenol that you take. So we hope that the methods and tools we use are grounded in theory, because if we don't understand why something is happening, then if our method or tool works, it might just be luck. We'd rather make an informed choice about which method or strategy could be helpful for us. So what does all this mean to the study of communication? Well, it means quite a lot. Theories are going to help us understand how an aspect of communication or relationships or interactions works. Methods, which some people refer to as strategies, so don't get thrown by that. Method and strategy, pretty interchangeable. Those are going to provide us with some new ways to address communication issues. And then the tool, or maybe a specific skill, we tend to think of communication skills and tools interchangeably, that those help us be empowered with some guidance on how to effectively communicate. Let's say you've learned about dialectical tensions. That's a theory to understanding the tensions we naturally exist in relationships. Once you understand how they're operating, maybe say predictability and novelty, the tension between that, you could develop or you could review some strategies for managing that tension. And then once you've understood those strategies for managing the tension, you might be able to use something specific like an I statement, which is a specific tool we'll learn about this term, to help you express your thoughts and feelings about the tension to your conversational partner. So in the end, theory, methods, and tools help us in communication because we can understand how and why something's happening, a well-reasoned and researched method or approach to treating that issue, and then we'll work on some specific tools that we can use to more effectively communicate what we've understood about the situation. So in the end, hopefully you're equipped with a better understanding of how theory, methods, and tools play an important role in our study of communication.